Hey guys! Yes, I'm back already. You couldn't even get rid of me for a day. I'm back on full speed. Um, yeah, I decided that, so I got a comment on my last video about, like what I should do. And the Donnie, 14 I think, or 13, whatever, said that he says to keep doing intellectual videos. I'm smiling like crazy right now because first I had to make sure what intellectual meant. Like, first I thought it meant smart, so I asked my mom what it meant, and she said, yeah, it means like smart, like she pointed to the head, smart. I am in no means smart, so I was like, okay, so what videos have I done in the past? Well, book videos, and people would call reading intellectual. It's the most intellectual thing I do. You can't even call it intellectual because of the books I read. Because it's not like I read Shakespeare or whatever. Though I do have a Shakespeare book, Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, I am not an intellectual person. Like, yeah. So, but I will do that request. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a book review of The Skies Everywhere. Like I said, I wanted to. And so this is a library book. And so first let me show you the cover. It's called The Skies Everywhere, and it has a big heart. And what I like is the like barcode type thing right here, because I just saw this. It like has ripped edges, like like right here, and usually like on this barcode, it's like straight edges. So that's just something that I noticed. And so I'm going to read the inside flat. 17-year-old Lenny Walker, bookworm and band geek, plays second clarinet and spends her time tucked safely and happily in the shadow of her fiery older sister Bailey. But when Bailey dies abruptly, Lenny is captivated to center stage of her own life, and despite her non-existent history with boys, suddenly finds herself struggling to balance two. Toby was Bailey's boyfriend. His grief mirrors Lenny's own. Joe is a new boy in town, a transplant from Paris whose nearly magical grin is matched only by his musical talent. For Lenny, the sun and the moon. One boy takes her out of her sorrow and comforts her, and the other comforts her in it. But just like their celestial counterparts, they can't collide without the whole world exploding. So, when I first picked up this book at the library, most of their books are like oldish. I'm at my library because I don't live in a popular city. So, yeah. Most of their books are oldish. The library is old. It's just oldish. It's not really old, but yeah. So, like Anne and the French Kiss, that book? It's still in the new section because they haven't got anything newer than that. So, this book, I thought it was going to be not that great, but I kind of liked. Picked up a random book, read inside cover. I was like, maybe it'll work for me. Oh my gosh, the cover should be like spectacular. Like, I don't know, it should be more than this same. It should be like a letter or something, like Dear Bailey or something like that. Even though she never writes to Bailey, she writes about Bailey, and Bailey is Lenny's sister. So let me talk about the like setting and stuff. So the setting, I really like the setting. The setting took a while to get used to, but now after I've read it all, I kind of like it. It's kind of a crazy setting. Like, she lives in this messy house with a grandma who's kind of into witchcraft. Kind of, not like overly though. She's just into like the first chapter, the first page, it shows that Lenny's grandma is so upset that her plant isn't acting right, and she thinks it has to do with Lenny because the plant and her are like the same season, like have the same change or whatever. So she lives with her grandma, and she also lives with her Uncle Big. Big is like addicted to love. Like he was married 4 times. And by the end of the book, he gets married the 5th time, which I don't think is a real big spoiler. Her mom, her and her sister had the same mom, even though they were only 1 year apart. And her mom, like, went away when she was, like, a baby. And you don't find out why the mom came back, like, went away. The whole story behind it until, like, the second to last chapter. So, like, in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, why isn't her mom there? Like, the grandma's great. The grandma's not some crazy lunatic. The grandma's pretty nice and stuff like that. So Lenny, she's a lot like me, I guess. A lot of these, that's why I like reading these kind of books, because, like, in Twilight, I'm like Bella, and in this book, I'm like Lenny, because it's just, we have that, not depressed, but that closure, outsider personality. So, yeah, so she had that, and, like, I remember, like, making videos to you guys and showing you that my favorite part of the book was, like, these little things that she wrote on these things. And that kept being my favorite part of the book, throughout the book, because it kept increasing, like the paper cups on the street kept increasing. And it turned into something really big at the end, which I really liked it. Like, if you kind of like it in the 100 pages, I think you should definitely stick with it, till, like, the end, because I'm really glad I stuck with this book. And I give it a 4.5 stars, because I can't think of anything they could have done differently, but it was a little hard to get into it, the first 100 pages or so. But that might have just been it being summer. But yeah, that was it for me. So, The Sky is Everywhere by Janny Nelson. And I do know one of my subscribers, Martha, I Love Rating 65, she read this book too, and she hated it. She didn't even give it a full 1 star. So that's just how different we are, I guess. So then, the 2 books I'm reading that I was telling you guys about is Speak. You've probably seen this in the bookstore, or probably in the library too, by Laura Hales Anderson. And it's basically about a girl who's like an outcast and stuff. And so I kind of like that. Like I said, I like books where people are outcasts and stuff. So it's a pretty small book, I guess. How many pages? Almost 200. So yeah, pretty small. And I'm on page, not that far, because I've just read it in the car. 22. So yeah, so I'm reading this book, and it's good so far, what I expected. And I'm also reading The Summer of Skinny Dipping by Amanda Howells, and I've heard that this ending's kind of unexpected and sad. So, but I've also heard that it's really good. And I've read the series Summer I Turned Pretty. So, yeah. And so this one has a little bit more. Yeah, so almost 300 pages. Paperback. And I've read up to page 28. See, what I was talking about in my other video, I think I might have said this. There was like 27 pages just in one chapter. So that's what I don't really like. So yeah, those are what I'm reading. And I think I might also be reading this book might start this book tonight or something with her. I've done a lot of talking about it, but no reading. And Martha put in a new YouTube video, and she was reading books like this, probably because it's getting a little close to Halloween. So, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm going to read a Halloween book, because, frankly, I hate freaky stuff. When I was a little kid, I got scared of Hercules. Now, let me tell you why before you just go, you got scared of Hercules? It was like that scene where like it's all green and it's where dead people die, and and at that time I was living with my grandma. My grandma has a green carpet, so like at the middle of the night I would like be scared, like walking on the green carpet. Yeah, and I was like 10 then, so I was pretty bad. So yeah, so I'm gonna try to read Weather. Weather is kind of not. It's just dystopian, of course. I mean, I've read dystopian before, and I don't think it has any romance in it. So maybe it might be good. It does talk about brides, but yeah. And I really love the cover. Like, look at her makeup. I like that. So yeah, so I'll keep doing smarticle videos. I don't even remember the word that they said. And I might and while I'm doing smarticle videos, I might just do a Sudoku book. I have the Sudoku book, and I might talk to you about Sudoku maybe a little bit. I don't know. So I gotta go. I'm running out of time. Bye-bye.